The Houston Rockets do have a problem, and it is in the form of a guy who really contributed well this past season, and Clint Capela. So Kelly Iko covers the Houston Rockets. I'm told he felt undervalued during initial negotiations. He's reportedly seeking the Zach LaVine contract. 4 years, $80 million, was offered a contract like Yusuf Nurkic going back to Portland. 4 years, $48 million. Now the reason that he felt undervalued and that these talks did not come to a agreement or even positivity, we judge it off of social media.
Absolutely.
And an emoji. That was reportedly after he met with the Houston Rockets. On top of this, Kelly Iko writing Capela was a major piece on the 65-win team. Feels he should be paid accordingly. Gobert, Steven Adams, two centers who, like Capela, are rep by Wasserman, secured, you think he's Jewish? I'm allowed to say that, by the way. I went to his bar mitzvah. Secured tidy extensions on annual salaries of around $24 million. A lot of money for a guy who can't score, but then again, neither can Steven Adams.
Right.
Neither can Rudy Gobert. All good defensive players. And what they're probably going to do, and I don't know if I put this in there. Yeah, I did. Last one. The Rockets offered Capela a contract that would pay him $13.25 million per season, the report says. No idea on how many years, but here's what we do know. Big piece, could rotate well defensively as well as anybody really could, right? Against anybody on Golden State.
Right.
But he outplayed Rudy Gobert in a lot of those games against Utah during the regular season and what have you. I believe what he's going to do is take the qualifying offer, which is about $4-point-something million for 1 year, and then be done with Houston and hit free agency and try to bank. What I do remember, though, is towards the end of the regular season, or maybe it was during the postseason, the Phoenix Suns were rumored to give him a max contract. What the hell happened to that?
Well,
what happened?
They're
seeing a lot of Dragan Bender in the summer league?
Well, yeah. Well, they were waiting on the draft, which now they don't need him.
Right.
I mean, if that pans out,
right.
Obviously. When you have that kind of positioning the Suns were going to have in that draft, you can tease those things if you think it's going to happen. But then after that, go, well, we might fall into something else instead. Also, these are the problems that normal teams in the NBA deal with. We just talked about the Warriors and how people fall in their laps. These are problems that normal teams deal with. By now, with the Warriors, you would think by now Clay would be like, okay, you guys, I'm an all-star type of player. How come everybody forgets about me? And we keep adding and adding, and I get lower and lower on the totem pole. Hey, why am I not getting this
Where's
kind
my
of
bread?
Yeah, where are my State Farm commercials?
Right.
So then it just doesn't happen with teams like that. Them and San Antonio just don't have these kinds of issues. That's why this whole issue, when San Antonio had issues with Kawhi and then Parker and all these guys speaking out, you're like, oh, this is very un-San Antonio. So this is happening in Houston, which should be they should have a nice family camp. They should be all.
We don't have camp.
Yeah, they should all be on the same wavelength. And Capela, if this was Golden State, be like, yeah, sure, I'll take $4 million. It's okay. As long as I want to win, I love this guy.
Right.
Instead, he's going, I deserve more. That's what normal people do.
That's what he wants.
I deserve more money, and that's fine. I love that. But for some reason, this only happens to teams like the Rockets. Have you heard any of these type of things happening up in Oakland, which is going to be San Francisco soon? No. What's going on differently here? People want to take
different personnel, different management, different coaches.
I mean, listen, the
Different
same
culture.
personnel that have been issues in other teams suddenly become the most agreeable people when they somehow see the Golden State jersey. They're like, oh, great, no, it's fine. I'll take a little bit of money. It's okay. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm an all-star, but who cares? I'll come off the bench. Come on, man. But that's what I'm saying. There's something that has to be done. You have to find that formula to get guys to want to stay happy. That's the hardest thing. Get them to stay happy and then somehow have them take less money. KD took less money.
If he wants to get paid, go to the East. Just go to an Eastern Conference team that's money hungry.
Knicks.